Well, welcome to another Rare Leader conversation. Hey, Daniil, is confidence something you have to work on? That's the question we're posing here this week and the next few weeks is doing a quick confidence check-in. Hi, everyone. I'm Tony Jalen, joined by the wonderful Daniil Jalen. Hi, Daniil.
Hi.
And thank you guys for joining us. If you're live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, thank you for being here. And today we're going to talk about confidence. Confidence takes on many different forms. And I think when we're children start out that way confident, don't they?
Yeah.
Because this is what enables them to reach for a hand or flat surface or pull themselves up to standing when they're just beginning to walk. I mean, literally, if you think about, like, I look at our niece Cora, how she's evolved from just barely crawling to all of a sudden walking to now talking. It's how we play and learn and grow. And if you guys go to any kind of playground, you're going to see this kind of confidence come up all over with the kids. And the things that they do, you're like, whoa, be careful. And that's a whole nother subject. But sadly enough, confidence isn't a constant thing. I've learned that I'm never entirely fully confident. So, while we might find the courage to ask out, someone special, for example, Daniil actually asked me out, just to let you guys know. Can I say that? Did you actually technically ask me out or did I ask you out?
No, I asked you out because I got your number.
Oh, yeah. So she was confident going for that. Um, for example, we're confident enough to do well in a job interview, but we lack the confidence to ask for a raise, even though we've been at the job a while now and we know we deserve it. A lot of times, this is because something along the way has shaken our confidence, if not broken it outright. Over the next few weeks, our conversation is going to be about how to do a confidence check, and you're going to learn ways to give yourself a confidence boost when it's flagging. And more importantly, you'll learn how to build back your confidence stronger and better than ever when you lost by asking yourself six key questions. Let's talk about the essentials, asking what confidence is and talking about why it's essential. And then we'll talk more about how we can lose confidence. And we'll have a whole entire section on reclaiming your confidence. So, the main character over the next couple weeks, Danielle, is a more confident, happier you and I, and everyone who's watching today. All right. So, here's the question: who are you when you're confident? I mean, I don't know.
Um, who am I? Like, I think that it's probably someone that stands a little bit taller, head held a little bit higher, smile, um, more poised in conversation.
I think sometimes this question leaves people a little bit flustered, right? It actually might seem difficult to answer it. Sometimes I can tell you if I'm ever asked that question, I'm not confident right now. And sometimes what happens, we have a struggle remembering a time when we're confident. So, what is confidence? When you think of someone that's confident, what do you see?
Someone that believes in themselves and doesn't need others to have that belief in them, to be doing and performing at their best abilities.
Yeah. I think it's someone also that considers themselves capable of handling the situation they're in. Um, I think too is that when I felt strong confidence is that I expect success when I begin a new task. Like I'm going to win at this. Um, and I think another thing is too. What do you think about this? They hold themselves in a way that looks natural but full of strength.
Yeah.
You know? Another thing is, I remember hearing this phrase many years ago. What's the difference between confidence slash versus arrogance slash cockiness? I think arrogance and cockiness says I can do it, but you're not able to. Confidence says, if I can do it, you can do it. Here's another thing I think when you get to be a confidence place, because I think about different decisions I've had to make over the years, is that confident people are willing to take risks and they don't miss out on fresh opportunities. I can tell you over the years when I've had some great opportunities that have been presented to me, I didn't go forward on them because I just didn't truly feel confident on things. Would you agree that the feeling of confidence comes from inside the individual, not outside?
Yeah, I think it's the belief that you have in yourself to be able to be your best, and knowing that you're doing the things that are necessary to be that confident person.
So then our definition becomes pretty straightforward when it comes to confidence then. Confidence is a belief you hold inside of yourself. Would you agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's something that tells you that, you know what, you can handle whatever comes your way. Like sometimes, actually, I just got this week. They said, "Hey, Tony, you're a very positive person. You're always looking on the bright side of things." And I go, "What do you mean by that?" And they're like, "Well, you don't ever see negative." I go, "I would disagree with you on that. Can I explain to you what my definition of positive and confidence means to them or to me?" Like, sure. I go, positivity for me doesn't mean that I'm always looking at the glass half full. Positivity to me means, you know what? That glass isn't full and I'm going to figure a way to fill it. In other words, when challenges come into my life, I am positive that I'm going to get through it. And the critical thing to remember is that this type of feeling doesn't come without merit. It has to truly be like a genuine assurance, born of like a realistic understanding of what you're capable of. And I think too, confidence is also strongest when it's built out of self-awareness and experience. What do you think?
Yeah, I think when you um, continue to work on something and you become more of an expert at it and learn more about it, that you're more confident in handling different types of situations that are pertaining to whatever you started to learn more about.
Yeah. You know, I think sometimes people might be listening to this, they may be a little bit confused. Now, let me go ahead and put a different spin on this. Confidence can be talked about as like owning the situation, take responsibility for the situation. Um, if you're a confident person, there's no room for the awkward anxiety we too often exhibit when we feel like out of our depth. I felt that this week. I'm in a situation where I felt relaxed and sure of myself, and like in the beginning, I wasn't. For the first few minutes, I wasn't. But eventually, I just like, you know what? I remember some words of wisdom that you gave me. You know, be you, be comfortable in your own skin, and let your true self shine. And I think that made a big difference in that. So I think number one, how do you do that? You got to stay in the moment. You know, you're not worrying about something that happened 10 minutes ago, 10 hours ago, or 10 years ago. And you're not fretting about the future. You're here, you're right now, you're where your feet are planted. What do you think? And you said this earlier, but when you're confident, you're not worrying about others' opinions.
Yeah. Well, I think when you're confident, you know that you're doing the things that pertain to your values and who you are as a person, and growing yourself and focusing on you and what you can continue to do better, and not worrying about what others are expecting of you or how they think things should be done, um, or what they feel you should be doing or how you should do it. It's you just being confident in your abilities and knowing that you're working within what makes you a strong person.
Yeah. I think too is like to your point there, they're not stressing about whether they fit in or not. They just do their thing. And they have that confidence that, you know, their thing's gonna work out. And that's not being arrogant, I don't think neither. I think another thing in terms of a confident person is they do what they love. You know, I'll get it every so often. I'm on interviews I'm conducting. People go, you're in a tie. And you could tell they like sometimes they're like taken aback when they are on a video conference with me. And I think, you gotta dress in clothes that you're comfortable with, and you gotta pursue opportunities designed to get you where you wanna go. I think also a confident person does a lot more leading than following, and they're not motivated by a lot of should. So here's the question then for you. Do you think confident people are they selfish?
No, I just think that they're aware of where they need to continue to grow. And I think by, if you want to consider it selfish, by growing yourself and continuing to strive for being your best, yeah, in a way that you can help others. I mean, I guess if that's selfish, it's selfish, but I think that you're doing it with the intent of um, helping others, then and how you show up for them. I don't think that that would be selfish.
So then, we talked about what is confidence, but why is confidence important?
Well, I think for I look at kids in school and I look at even some adults that tend to look for fulfillment in others and by what they're saying about them or saying to them or how they're encouraging them or not encouraging them. I think sometimes that falls into the category of not being confident and and feeling like you're falling short in areas where it really shouldn't matter.
Yeah. I think one of the things of, some of the benefits of why you want to be confident, or things that come from being confident is that you're calm. Like, going back to your point of worrying about what other people are thinking. I mean, if you're plagued by anxiety or worry regularly, it might be because you're lacking confidence. Like if you have a hard time taking criticism, it could be is that you're lacking confidence. And I think all these negative emotions are based on one thing: fear. And to me, like confidence is the vaccine and it's the ultimate fear buster, right? Um, I think another thing is too that one of the things why being confident is because it pushes you more. Because if you know you accomplished something in the past, a confident person tends to look forward to the next challenge and next opportunity to do something interesting. What do you think about that?
Say that again.
So I think one of the benefits or why you want to be confident is because you're going to push yourself more. And I think if you're a confident person, you're looking forward to the next challenge and next opportunity to do something interesting. Like those are like the serial entrepreneurs. Those are people who are the quote unquote risk takers. You know, um, I think too is that if you want to push your boundaries, the less things will hold you back from going ahead and taking that next step, which leads to more confidence. I think it's a cycle. I think another thing is that why you want to be confident is that you set bigger goals. Because like for me, a confident person, there's not much satisfaction in doing what's easy. Agree? Disagree?
Yeah, I think as you're challenging yourself, and I think it comes down to your values and the little things that you do each day that builds that confidence. And once you figure out your process that works for you, you can apply that to basically anything, and it makes setting those bigger and other goals easier, um, and challenges you because it shows that you are able to do it because you've done these other things. And so now to figure out that puzzle again and the way that those pieces all need to fit together to get to that next big goal, just continues to help build that confidence within yourself.
I think too it's easy like if you don't work that confidence muscle, it's easier to want to just do the easy things and you might be more scared to do the hard things. I read this quote the other day. Hey, if you see the sky as the limit, you're not thinking big enough. Another thing is too, I think when it comes to confident people, they make better decisions. They're sure of what they know, and as a result, they don't waste a lot of time questioning themselves when it comes to make the decisions because they don't make a decision until they're confident and they're sure of the situation. I think too is that confident people go with the line of they're quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to respond. And I think what I mean by that is that their decision making is better. Don't you think?
Yeah.
You know, um, another thing about a confident person is that they get stuff done. They don't put off tasks because they know they can handle the steps required to complete them. Um, I think also too in terms of like the professional world, we talk about rare leaders. A rare leader is someone who's resourceful, adaptable, resilient, willing to engage with others. I think the confident person is the one everyone wants to hire on their project because managers know they can count on them to do what is needed. Here's another question then. I wonder why is it being confident? They know how to get what they want. They don't wait around to see if someone offers them what they need. Have you seen that?
Yeah, like finding ways to make things happen for yourself versus waiting for it to be handed to you. I think a lot of times that it's easier when you are a confident person to just know, like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do and how it's going to work out, and just kind of go for it instead of waiting for the permission to do it.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. And this conversation sticks out in my mind. I had a conversation this week with someone, and we're talking about reading books and um, whatnot. And I was telling him like how I like to read autobiographies and biographies. And he goes, the thing about that those kind of people that they're unique, they're different. Like you and I, we're average. We're not like them. And it sort of rubbed me the wrong way inside. And I so want to retort and say like, whoa, 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 stop. And he was right in terms of that they were different, but I believe we're all different. And that you and I have all been given a gift. And it's up to us to develop it and share it. We may not be the one who, is gets a book written about us or is on the front cover of Time magazine. It doesn't mean though that we have not or will not make a difference and make an impact on this world. I think that's everything like that kind of like mentality for me gets me fired up. Because don't tell me I'm average. Because God knows I'm not average. And you're not average. Average, I believe, is a choice. Average, I believe, is something that we decide that we're okay with. Did I just get fired up a little bit when it comes to confidence? You know? um, so confident people are incredible. And I think that when we've shared these different examples in our conversation today, that you who are listening here today, you're probably realizing that there are more times in your life when you've already been confident. I'm talking like kick ass, take names and numbers, confident. And you may or may not be there right now. So the question is, so what happened? And next week we're going to talk about when did I lose it? So Danielle, as we go ahead and finish up here, as we move on to our next calls here, what were some of your thoughts and takeaways from our conversation here today?
Well, I think that confidence lies within all of us. It's just our choice of, are we going to work on it, or are we just going to continue to stay where we're at in regards to what we want in life? I think that nobody can give us the confidence. No one can tell us that we have to be confident. I think we can use the words from others to reignite the belief that we have within ourselves, but I think that it all starts with us.
Does That's so well said. No one else is responsible for your confidence. No one makes you feel how you feel. If whenever it says, "Hey, so and so made me feel sad," I go, "No, they didn't. You consented to letting them making you feel that way." And confidence is an inside out job. And know that we're all born with that seed of confidence. It's in us. And that little voice that says for you to go ahead and take that step, it's there for a reason. And it may scare you, it may be uncomfortable for you, but I'm telling you what, when you make that decision to take that step and step into your brilliance and let your light shine, this confidence check, you're gonna feel it because you know you're walking in the right place. You're stepping into a place of joy. So we want to thank you all for watching here today. We appreciate you investing your time. If you found value in today's conversation, please do share this. And if you're not part of the Rare Leader Facebook group, please make sure to go onto Facebook, type in Rare Leaders, and we'll invite you into the group. Other than that, I am Tony Jalen, joined by the wonderful Daniela Jalen. Until next week, we're going to talk about a little bit more about confidence, like when did I lose it, and how do I know I've lost it. So until next week, onward and upwards.